So I've sent this swing gate opener. This is a dual swing gate opener with 2 linear actuators. And I was asking my opinion on it, make this short video, and to show you everything that comes included in this system. This is called the Mastiff 400. Let's get out of the box and see what they send you. Here's everything out of the box that you're going to receive, and for the most part I disassembled units that come assembled, but you're going to need to look inside in order to really evaluate the quality, which is what I want to do here today. So you get the 2 linear actuator arms. One has a pretty lengthy cable and one probably double the length for your far side gate, so you can go under the driveway. So they're giving you ample cabling for that. It's got your standard 6 stranded cabling here inside, the wiring inside. These are going to connect up for each motor onto the control board to give not only power, but open and close commands and then limit indicators. Pretty standard. The linear actuators themselves are pretty interesting. You've got a key lock here at the top. So you're just going to take these keys they provide. I got 4 of them given to me, and they're all keyed the same. This little key lock here, you can unlock it and then turn this cam here, and that'll release a clutch inside that'll allow you, while you're setting the gates up and trying to figure out your angles, it'll allow you to move the arm in and out. So that's quite handy, because as I'm determining my mounting points for the geometry, I need to make sure that the position of the back of the linear actuator is in the right space relative to the hinge point for the gate, and then also my attaching point here so that the gate opens fully but not too far that it hits the actuator. So I can attach both ends to the gate in a temporary sense and then be able to just action the gate in and out manually and then see where the arm is landing. These are a little bit shorter than some of the other arms. They have a Mastiff 500 model, which has longer arms than these. So just using a standard geometry between smaller and larger arms won't work. You're going to have to make sure that you determine, for this size, this length arm, do you have your mounting points in the proper place. To further make that accurate, they give you the ability to manage the limits of the arm right on top here. Very interesting, because you can visually see what's going on with your limits. On a lot of arms, you have just a couple screws on the backside here that move these the limits inside the controller here with magnets that indicates the extract or retract limit. Here, you've got both of them, the back limit here and the forward limit, right on the top of the arm. So you just loosen this screw here and you can move the forward limit as you need. And really the back limit, from all their discussion in the manuals, they're saying you should leave it alone unless you absolutely have to make a change here, because really the mounting point to the back of the unit on the arm itself will be the most useful for that in order to line everything up. But if you did need to adjust your further back limit here, you can do that as well. And it keeps the cables guided here so they're not getting in the way of anything, but that you have movement forward and back for this forward limit. So that's what's inside. The materials, very heavy. I was really noticing it when I got the box shipped to me. The arms themselves, they're very heavy. So there's a lot of metals in here and minimal amounts of plastics. All of this is some kind of cast aluminum here. There's a plastic end here. It's a rubberized. And then you've got your arm here, which is steel. It's going to give it the strength it needs in order to be able to move the gate when you're having high winds or anything like that. You've got a bit of a cast here. I don't believe, I think that is still steel, but I believe it's got a bit of some cast in it as well. This is going to attach to the gate itself. The cover on the top here is also some kind of aluminum as well. And this fits in very closely here. It's got a nice slot that it slides into and fits flush into place there. And then another piece here, this is a plastic just to hold it in place with a screw, single screw that holds it in. On the back of the arm here, where you've got your key lock for your release of the clutch, I'll go ahead and lock that back into place and remove the key. This just slides in and locks into place, keeps the water out. It's all very well designed, pretty sleek looking the way they've designed the whole side of it here. Got some tension relief on your cable here. Get a look at that on the bottom here, so this won't pull on the motor. And then you've got your mounting slot here that you're going to mount this to your gate or your post support. In terms of mounting hardware, 2 sets, 1 for each gate. I'm going to give you everything you need in here, every combination you can think of in order to mount these. If you go into a curved post, flat post, round post, all kinds of different options. This is all heavy steel, very heavy. This whole pack is all made out of steel. Other options here, if you go into a flat post like this, if you've got a curved pole you're going to, even if you're going to a single fence post, all the options that you need. And then also there's mounts in here for connecting the linear actuator to the gate itself. They give you 2 remotes. Here's what they look like. These are 4-button remotes. They've got an on and off switch on it, which is pretty nice. Turn that on, and now when I push the buttons, I get a feedback that the signal's going out. Push it like this. These come with a keychain capability here, or if you just want to put it on your visor in your vehicle, you can just go like this. Click that in place, and now you got a clip here. Going to give you some more wire strain relief connectors here for the cabling that's going to come out of your box where your controller is. We'll look at the controller in depth here in a minute. The power for the system is dependent on batteries, 12-volt batteries that are connected into the system. They are going to be powered and recharged either by solar or by AC. So if you have AC at the gate, then what you can do is use this adapter that they provide you. You've got the adapter here. This is going to connect to the control board. This here is going to connect to this power cable that they provide you and seal up into there. And then this is going to connect to your 120 volt power source. And now you're going to be able to charge the batteries in the unit with this AC. You do need to have batteries in the unit for it to function. It won't run off of that AC directly. The batteries themselves are maintained inside this box here. You've got a bracket that holds them in place. They use 2 in series here. These are 12 volts and 2.2 amps. And these are going to be in series connecting up to the control board. The way they do that is with a wire that they provide here. This is going to connect over to the batteries themselves, and then this onto the control board. Batteries will connect right here, and then your AC or solar. So if you have solar also connected at your gate that you can use to charge the batteries, those are going to connect here, or the AC cable that they provide you will be used here. So you're going to be powered with battery, but you have 2 options, solar or AC, to keep those batteries topped off and to keep the whole control board functioning. Looking at the control board here, you can see printed in very small print on the board itself is all the connectors of all your accessories. So down the end here, photo eye 1 and 2 can be connected. Dual or single swing button release is on this front end here. We got S key and D key connectors. There's grounds, and then also connecting through a series of these, you can do some edge loops and some exit loops as well. They explain all that in the manual pretty well, so you can see which ones you're going to need to connect to. But all your wiring there is connected through here for all your photo eyes and any other receivers, anything you're going to use like that to connect it in. Also here on the board, you've got a series of LED lights. These are referenced in the manual, can show you things like battery indication or other kind of error messaging. You've also got a stall and a timer switch here. So you can make these adjustments to these two here by pushing a screwdriver in here and turning. And that'll adjust the time and the strength of the gates. So if the gates, you know, they're subject to a lot of wind perhaps, or it's a heavy gate, maybe it's a little bit angled, you might have to put some more resistance on here so that the gate will continue to open despite those outside influences. So what you're going to do is you're going to increase on this side over here. And then if you want to have the auto close open, you've got this ability here to time that as well. So you want 30 seconds, so you want a minute, you want longer, you can make adjustments here for that duration before it does the automatic close. And then you've got a couple more switches down here. These are useful when you're updating things around push versus pull or app override, stuff like that. So that's it. That's really all the components in this unit here. I think the key points are that it's very simple, and that's going to keep you working despite bad weather, and it's going to keep it easy to configure because there's just a lot of simplicity in the way it's all laid out. The manual is very good. It's spelled out quite clearly. They use good English throughout. Give you the geometry settings. This is for the 400, which has a 45.9 inch reach here versus their 500, which is a little bit longer. It's about 5 feet long. So your angles are going to be a little bit different when you're mounting to your center line. So you're going to want to make sure that you check through that, make sure you get your geometry good. But otherwise, the manual has got a lot of images, a lot of pictures. I didn't have any trouble understanding what pieces are going where and what their intent was for all the connection points as far as the electrical wiring and whatnot. Overall, really, really well done. Very clear instruction and very clear diagrams of everything that's going on inside the control board. And then a bunch of overriding settings and configurations that you can use in the app, pages of it here, to change different setups. You know, timing when closing, what the buttons do, time gap between the two gates. Hey, say if I have a wreath on the gate, I need to close one gate before the second gate, then I can change the gap on how they do. Auto close at different time settings, all kinds of different override parameters here that you can configure in the app versus on the control board itself. So overall, yeah, I would recommend this. If you've got a system here, you want to put it together yourself, you could definitely do this. It's got everything you're going to need, every adapter piece you're going to want. You're going to have ease of install because the instructions are pretty good, and the setup here is very simplified. I like the way they've done that. Probably if I was to do something different, I might look at that battery setup. I might want to use one single larger battery versus two in series. So that's something to consider. And then I like really much the configuration setup piece with the clutch for the gates. So for me to be able to just turn a key and slide this in and out and get everything lined up, that's going to make install real fast. So I definitely would recommend. I think it's great quality and value for what you get in this kit. It all comes in one box, very easy to store, put in your truck, take out to the job site. It's not going to be hard to deal with. I hope that helps. Have a great day.